Okay, welcome back to another video for the Dragon Ball Super card game. This is my first updated list since I first made a deck profile for the 21 deck. After testing it out even more and even winning 2 locals, I actually have updated my list and decided to change a few things out and increase some cards, decrease some others. We'll talk about each one and we'll talk about my matchups in locals, see how good they are, see the things I've learned, and all that. Let's start with the list. It's mostly the same I have for the Floodgate. This card can actually be stacked. I learned that at my recent locals against Sin Shenron. I just counterattacked him with this twice. It was funny and I loved it. We got 4 of the boss monster. This time I have 2 of the normal or 2 of the SPR because I did pull another one. Yeah, I am very proud of that. I went down from 3 to 2 because this card can, like, honestly, it's good, but it's really good when you're playing against blue because it's a counterplay. They have 4 cards in the field. You can just tap out their field, counterplay it. Now they have nothing to attack with. It's pretty good against aggro blue decks, I would say. The most. But yeah, it doesn't come up that often, but it can be very useful. A secret rare. Yeah. The secret rare has saved me so many times, and it even won me the Sin matchup due to time. I went to time with the Sin matchup. He was at 1 life. I got back to 5 because of this. It's actually insane. I love this secret rare. So much fun. Such a powerful card. For this, because enter tournament total audacity. This card, it's a diff-like double strike when it's played. Draw 2 cards. Very powerful effect, honestly. Especially against blue, you can just basically play this for free. It's a free double striker. Draw 2. It's so good. For the Searcher, of course, obviously, that's a turn 1 play. You always want this in your hand turn 1. The second effect did come often more in recent locals. It's just mostly not that great, but it does come up sometimes. I went down from 2 to 1 for this one because it's too expensive, I would say. It's a 5 cost. Only comes up if you're playing against blue or green, because otherwise I don't think you have a reason to play it. But it does come up sometimes. If you're almost there at the final hit, you need one more good attacker. It's a double striker. It's a 25 double striker. Pretty nice. And it also restands at the end, and it's a blocker. Revive blocker, so yeah. We got 1 bad omen. Some people did tell me to play 2, but I don't really see the reason. It it does come up a lot, where you just need to deal enough damage for the opponent to go down to 1, and then you just surprise them with tap 5, play it, you win the game. It's bootleg beast go on, and it's very fun. It's also just very fun to win with the effect. But yeah, I'll just stay at 1. Maybe I'll go to 2 sometimes, but I prefer just having 1. 4 Senzus. This guy came up pretty often. It's pretty useful. It helped me in many situations where I had to block a lot of attacks coming, and they were forced to combo because they were at 15 and my leader was at 20. Very nice. 4 Dimension Magic's the best negate in the deck. counterattack, reactivate 2 energy. Do it twice. You have 4 energy active. You can also play it for free. So, yeah. We got 4 of the Archetype Negate. It's pretty good. I don't know why some people play it at 3 or 2. You can negate for free, reactivate an energy, play a clone token on the end of your opponent's turn. So it's just advantage and a lot of advantage, and basically more energy for yourself on your next turn, thanks to the clone tokens. 4 of the Android 18 Arrival. Mostly you play this as energy. You don't really activate the second effect or even play it, but it does come up sometimes. It can be very useful, and I saw some people win because of it. But yeah, most of the time I use it for energy or just to search some cards out of my deck. Mostly the Floodgate or the Forecast or anything, or even the Boss Monster. Actually, wait, I don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't search the Boss Monster. It searches this one, it searches this one, it searches any 5 or less cost, so it's still pretty good. We got 2 Vegeta Super Combos, bottom deck 1, draw 2. Pretty standard for any blue deck, really. We got 2 of the Zeno Super Combo. This did come up quite often, and it did win me games. This Super Combo is very nice. We have 1 of the 17. It did come up once last locals, but it's not really played that often. It's usually in the Stally matchups, like red, because when you're playing against red with this deck, you need to stall. Like the Gogeta matchup, the Sin matchup, you want to stall as much as possible. 1 Boo Unison, it's limited to 1. It can come up sometimes. Very good against blue matchups because you can, in 1 turn, you can basically get this out, 3 draws, and a blocker. And a Unison blocker that's very powerful, very annoying. We got 2 of the Token Negates. I used to play at 3, but 3 is too much since you do bring your life down very quickly. I feel like 2 is enough. I went down from 2 to 1 Dirty Burst because I did not see myself needing it that often. The deck already has quite a lot of negates, and this only really comes up for the red matchup. So I feel like 1 is enough. We got 1 Absolute Release Ball. I had 2 at first, but I sided the second one. I don't see myself playing it that often, but it did come up in the Sin matchup as well. So it can be helpful. 2 of the Gohan Rare, Blue Gohan Rare. This card did win me games. Win me multiple games, actually. When you combo it, you can pay 1, bottom deck a 5 cost or less. Or activate battle, tap 3, play it, triple strike, bottom deck any card. Triple attack, I mean. Bottom deck any card. It can come up pretty often. And the new card that I decided to play, and it did get me my second first place win in the most recent tournament. Android 21, A Brilliant Idea. Let's just say this card, yeah. This is basically a free play against green and a 1 cost. If you're playing against anything else, because it's only 1 specified, 2 non-specified, you can use your opponent's cards. It's 15k. When this card is played, at the end of your opponent's next turn, you give them 2 tokens. And every turn, once per turn, you can activate main, remove a token from the game, either KO a card or give a leader or a battle card plus 10k and critical. So let's just say you have a double striker on the field, double striker dual attacker, your boss monster. You also play this, give it plus 10k and critical. That's double strike dual attack critical. You also can give this double strike. You can also give this plus 10k critical, double strike critical. You can give this double plus 10k critical. Like, you can even give your leader critical. Yeah, it can be very, very powerful. Of course, it doesn't really have much protection, so it can be counterplayed. But most of the time, people don't expect it much, and yeah, it's a good surprise factor. Very powerful, a powerful card, especially since it's basically free. The Z deck didn't really change other than the fact that I added a cell. Like we already have two of this. This card is very powerful. I was able to most of the time play two in each game, ramp two energy. It's a very powerful effect. Two of in the name of peace, pretty standard. You don't play her much, but it does come up sometimes. One Beerus, I don't see myself needing two anymore. But it can be useful for like needing one final hit, and you know you're gonna lose next turn, so you just have to push all the way. One Vegito to put it under this card. That's literally its only purpose. And one Cell. This is the card that I added to the Z deck. It can come up pretty often, honestly. It's a board wipe, basically dual attacker. Sometimes triple striker, depending on how many cards you put under it, and a critical. So triple strike crit is just stupid, and it's honestly easy to get out, very easy to get out. But yeah, it can help a lot if you don't have your boss monster out or your secret rare out. This is another way to board wipe. It's very powerful. I only play it at one though. Some people play it at two and remove the Vegito entirely, but I like the fact that I can put the Vegito under this one, give it triple strike. Yeah. That's about it. This is my deck list that I won two locals with after the my first list, which I got like third with. So yeah, I feel like this list is much better. It can play under cunning cards. It can play under floodgates. I say it's pretty nice for the time being. I can probably test some other stuff out, like the Ender 13 Unison and stuff like that. I just don't like having more unisons in the deck. I feel like one is enough because the deck barely has combo power. I feel like that's the biggest weakness of the deck. It doesn't really have combo power, so if the person playing this deck doesn't have any negates or anything to stop attacks, they're basically dead. So yeah, this is about it for my updated list for Android 21. Uh, Hopefully, I'll be able to get some gameplay out on my next locals. I'll try to at least. I don't have a tribot at the moment. I'll probably buy one soon and or ask someone to record a match I had or something. I don't know. But yeah, stay tuned for more deck profiles or even gameplays for the Dragon Ball Super card game. I love this game. I'm having even more fun with it with this deck. This is honestly the most fun I had since Gogeta 4. Yes, I am a Degen Gogeta 4 player as well. I love that deck. It's so much fun. Stay tuned because a deck profile for that deck is also coming up next. So, yeah. Anyways, see you next time, and hopefully you enjoyed. Peace.